Okay, guys, so let us start here with the Azure Data Factory here. So guys, what exactly is the Azure Data Factory is? Okay, so just a minute. The data factory is something what it's called as ADF. Okay, just give me 2 minutes. So, okay, guys, so good evening. See, my name is Samir and I'll be your faculty for this ADF. Okay, guys. When it comes to my experience, I have around 10 plus years of experience in IT. And since the past 3.5 years, I'm working on this ADF. Okay, I'm working on this ADF. That is not only in ADF, even I'm into support of this ADB, that is the Azure Databricks too. Just into some cloud project. Okay, supporting for the same, and that's it. And that's it, guys. So now let us try to understand first of all what is basically, guys, what is basically is the cloud technology. What is the necessity of, can you see here? What is the necessity of having a cloud technology? Yes, guys, before we move ahead, yeah, everyone, my voice is audible?
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
okay, so guys, I want the session to be interactive. Okay, try to interact whenever it is required. Just respond it, all of you. So nothing is this thing perfection. So actually we all are learners here. So before we see what is an Azure Data Factory is, let us see what is an Azure Data Engineering. What's that? Azure Data Engineering. See, basically Azure Data Engineer or an Azure Data Engineering, that is the within the Azure Data Engineering, we have the following. What is that? You have it. We have the Azure Databricks. Sorry, Azure Data Factory. The first one is called as, what is that? Azure Data Factory. It is the major part of the Azure Data Engineering, that is Azure Databricks. And whereas the next one we have it as what? Azure Databricks. What is that? We have it Azure Databricks. So the Azure Databricks and Azure Data Factory. Okay. And apart from this, even in the Azure Data Engineering, we have the that is Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay, many more are there, but majorly we will discuss what is an Azure Data Factory and what is an Azure Data Bricks. Okay, so as a part of this, now guys, so under this, what is it? Azure Data Engineering. We have what is that? Azure Data Factory and Azure Data Bricks. Whereas, what is these two? These two are called as the service. These two are called as what? Service provided by the Microsoft. Provided by what is that? Microsoft. These two are called as the services provided by what is that? Microsoft. So that means these are the services. So guys, you don't call it as the product or the softwares here. We don't call it as the product or the softwares. Hence, we call it as what is that? Yes, hence we call it as what is that? Yes, guys, we call it as what? Service. We call it as what? Service. So whether you go with the Azure Data Factory or the Azure Databricks or the Synapse Analytics or the Azure Machine Learning or Azure Artificial Intelligence, you go with any kind of thing that comes under the service only. So now what exactly, so before we understand what is the Azure Data Factory is used for and what is Azure Data Engineering, let us try to understand first of all what is the clouds and what is on-premises. Yes, guys, what is clouds and what is that? On-premises. So now you can tell me, what do you mean by clouds, guys? What do you mean by clouds? Yes, what do you mean by clouds? And what do you mean by what is that you have it? On-premises. So anyways, let us try to understand first of all, what are these two? Now guys, we all are using the mobile phones. Are we or not? Yes, guys, tell me. We all use the mobile phones or not? Yes, I want to reply. Am I audible to everyone? Yeah, please.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, so I want a reply. Okay, let us make this session an interactive session rather than me talking on the one side. So I want either sides to discuss the things, because this is you don't consider this as a demo session. This is an interactive session. Okay, so where we share the knowledge, guys. So what is that you have it? We all are using the mobile phones. Everyone, we have a mobile phone, isn't it or not? Now, guys, mobiles is used by all of us. Am I right? We all use the mobile phones. Whereas, guys, as we use the mobile phones, every one of us is using the mobile phone nowadays. Now, when it comes to this usage of the mobile phone, whenever you have a mobile phone, where do you store the data in your mobile phone? Can you tell me? Where do you store the data within a mobile phone? Can you tell me? Yes. Where do you store the data? Where do you store the data? Yes, where do you store the data in a mobile phone? Guys, can
Memory card.
Yes.
Physical memory.
Yes, that means mobile phone has a memory. Mobile phone will be having the memory. So whereas what is that memory? That memory will be measured in the form of what is it? Gigabyte, that is GB. Okay, mobile phones has the memories, that is nothing but that will be measured in the form of what is it? Gigabyte nowadays. Okay, so that is GB we call it as. So that is called as what? That is called as what, guys? Inbuilt memory. Is it? That is called as what? Inbuilt memory. Am I right? That is called as what? Inbuilt memory. Suppose you want to expand that memory, you want to store some more data, you want to add some more data apart from the default memory. Suppose you have the default memory as 256 GB, but you have crossed that limit also. Now you want to store more 10 GB data or more 32 GB data or 30 GB data, you want to store it. So what is that you do? Tell me now. I'm discussing the general thing. I'm not discussing about the subject, guys. You can interact. My question is that you have a mobile phone which has a 256 GB memory in your mobile phone. The total memory is exhausted. Where do you store it? The further data, if you have it, tell me now.
SD card or Google Drive?
SD card. Yes, very good. SD card. Okay. SD card. We store the data into what is that? SD card. That means we store the data into what is that? SD card. Am I right, guys? So SD card memory, you can say we can get it up to now even okay 32 GB. Let us make it. So you can store the data. So now tell me, what is the total amount of memory stored in your mobile phone? 256 GB plus 32 GB. So what is the total amount of memory you have? It tell me now.
288.
288.
Yes, 288. That means totally 288 GB. Now further, I have another query here. I have more 100 GB data. Where do I store it now? Do you have any solution? Yes.
So we should rely on cloud.
Pardon me.
We should rely on cloud.
Okay, relying cloud is the one. Okay, the other ways you have to change the memory card. Now, the second situation is that you lost your mobile phone like this. So how much data you have lost it now? You lost your mobile phone somewhere and you're not able to trace your mobile phone. So how much data you will be losing?
Yeah.
Yes, guys, 288 GB memory you will be storing it, which is stored physically in your mobile phone, as well as the data is stored in your, what is that? The data will be stored in, what is that you have it? The 256 GB will be stored in your mobile phone, and 32 GB data is stored in your SD card. Totally 288 GB memory data we will be losing it if you lose your mobile phone. Am I right, guys? Am I right? You're going to lose the entire data in case of loss of your mobile phone. Whereas, what is the other way we have it? So for that, what we are doing right now nowadays is we are taking the mobile phones. Obviously, we all are using the mobile phones. But whereas when it comes to the memory, the inbuilt memory, whatever you have it, you're using that memory. That is called as 256 GB, whatever you have it. But if you require the additional memory, or if I don't want to use even the mobile internal memory, so what you can do, tell me now. Directly we can store the data onto the Google Drive. Now guys, I have stored the data into the Google Drive. So by default, the free storage provided by the Google Drive is how much data? Can you tell me how much data is provided by the Google Drive?
15 GB.
15 GB. If you have more than that data, suppose you have 100 GB or 1000, okay, 900 GB data is there, guys. 900 GB, or let us make it as, what is it? 500 TB data is there, terabyte. Okay, terabyte data, or let us see 500, that is petabyte. Okay, petabyte data is there. Petabyte data is there. 500 petabyte data is there. So where do you store it? Can you store it in the Google Drive? No, we cannot store it. But what we can do is, if your data or the memory size increases 15 GB, you have to buy. You have to, what is that? Buy the space. You have to buy the space. You have to buy the space on the Google Drive. And what the Google Drive will do? The Google Drive will sell you the space to store the information. To store, what is that? Information. Guys, now the information is stored. How much data? 500 petabyte data is stored. 500 petabyte data is stored on the Google Drive. 500 petabytes information is stored on the Google Drive, guys. Now, suppose one fine day you're losing your mobile phone. Your mobile phone is lost now. Now tell me, as you lose your mobile phone, can we retrieve it back, the 500 petabyte data?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. How? Simply log in, buy a new mobile phone, go to the Play Store if you are using it, the Android, or go to this iStore, okay, or go to the Apple Store, whatever you heard, Play Store or Apple Store, whatever you call it as. So use it, Play Store. I'm writing Play Store. From the Play Store, or whenever you wanted to go to the Gmail and try to log in with your email ID. So whatever the email ID you have it, okay, just try to log in it, gmail.com, whatever the email ID you have it. Okay. Okay. What is it? XYZ @gmail.com, whatever you have it, just use it. And once you log in, the entire data of 500 petabyte will be restored back, guys. The 500, can you see here, what is that? 500 petabyte data will be retrieved back to your new mobile phone, and you can access the same. That means ultimately, from where you're accessing the data? Tell me now, from where you're accessing the data? From the Google Drive. That means physically the data is stored on the Google Drive. Now guys, tell me, we all are using the Google Drives now to store the information, rather than storing the data into, what is that, your mobile phone memory, inbuilt memory, or whatever the memory you have it. Why so? Because Because storing the data in the Google Drive is more secure. That means if at all there is a threat of getting the data, what is that? If at all you have a threat of getting the data, what is that? That is nothing but data loss, any data loss, or any that is nothing but if you have a threat of getting your data stored. So this security or the security on the data security will be taken care by what is that? Google. Whereas apart from this, easy access means what, guys? Easy access means whenever you want to access it, even in the other mobile phone or in the other device, that is not a matter. Simply go to the Google Drive, download it, everything will be dumped out. Everything will be dumped out, guys. Everything will be dumped out into your new device. That is nothing but easy access and secured access, you can say. Getting my point? So whereas, so all of us nowadays, knowingly or unknowingly, we are shifting it to what? From the mobile phone data to what is that? Google Drive data. Isn't it or not? In the same way, clouds, you can say it as what is that? Google Drive. Google Drive, guys. And on premises, you can say it as what is that? Yes, your mobile phone data or mobile phone data, mobile data. So what a mobile phone data or mobile phone memory, can you see here? Mobile phone memory. So whatever the mobile phone memory you have it, that particularly can be called it as the on premises, and the data which you store it on the Google Drive is referred as what? That is called as what? Cloud data. So nowadays, even you and me, we have not more than some personal data, some personal photographs or videos or contacts will be there. For that particular data only, we require some security. That's the reason we are going to the Google Drive to store the information. Now, guys, what is the situation? If you have a corporate, if you have a business entity where you have a very large amount of data is there, so that data, what they are doing from the physical systems, they are moving it or migrating it onto the cloud environment. That is, they are migrating it or moving it to what is that? Cloud environment. To what is that? Cloud environment. So as they wanted to move the data onto the cloud environment, guys, as they wanted to move the data onto what is that? Cloud environment. So for that particular purpose, now here the cloud technology is on the boom in the market. Whereas, who are the cloud providers? Who are the cloud providers? Yes, guys. In the market, we have the following are the cloud providers available. That is, first of all, we have it as what? That is Microsoft. We have it. Microsoft is providing their that is cloud services with a name called what is that? Azure. With a name called what is that? Azure. And whereas apart from this, we have what is that? Google. Google is providing their cloud service with a name called what is that? GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Google Cloud Platform. Then even the Amazon is there. Amazon is providing their that is nothing but the cloud services with a name called what is that? Yes, guys, AWS, Amazon Web Services. Likewise, even we have what is that? Alibaba, a China-based, okay, Alibaba. And now apart from this Alibaba, we also have what is that? We have Oracle is there, Oracle clouds. And then we have what's that? SAP has also come out with their own clouds. Likewise, we have many providers are there, but these three are called as the market leaders right now. These are the three products which are leading into the market, and the number one leader for this cloud services is nothing but is the Microsoft Azure. Is what is that? Microsoft Azure, guys. Is what is that? Microsoft Azure. Okay, is called as what is that? Microsoft Azure. So hence, guys, Microsoft Azure. So hence, what we say that we call it as what is that? Azure service. We call it as what? Azure service. We call it as what, guys? Azure service. So whereas Azure is a service provided by the Microsoft. Azure is a service provided by the Microsoft, where the Microsoft is serving or providing the services of the cloud technologies or the cloud technologies. Okay, that is nothing but it can be Azure Data Factory, it can be the Azure Data Bricks, it can be the Azure Synapse Analytics, it can be the Azure Machine Learning, it can be the Azure Artificial Intelligence, or we can have Elastic Pools, etc., etc. These are all the services provided by the Microsoft. Getting my point? Whereas, guys, what is this basically? See, we have a guys, more supermarkets. More supermarket. All of you might have heard about more supermarket. More supermarket. So more supermarket is a product of whom? Yes, who is the owner of the more supermarket? Can anyone tell me, guys? No one wants to interact me. No one wants to interact with me. Yes, guys. More supermarket. The owner is what? Birla Group. Birla Group. That means the Birla Group is marketing their groceries. Marketing their groceries with a name called what is that? More. With a name called what is that? More. In the same way, the that is the name. Microsoft is marketing their cloud services with a name called what is that? Azure. With a name called what is that? Azure. That is called as what? Azure. So hence, this is nothing but the Azure we have it. So whereas it can be the any cloud provider. It can be any cloud provider. These cloud providers are providing their services, guys. Providing their services in the form of the following categories. The first one, that means only these three categories: IaaS, IaaS. And the second one is what is that? PaaS, PaaS. And the third one is what is it? You have it, guys? SaaS, yes, AAS. Means what? So these are the three categories of service. These are the three categories of services provided by the Microsoft. The first one is called as what? IaaS. The second one is called as what? PaaS. The third one is called as what? SaaS. What do you mean by IaaS? IaaS stands for what, guys? Yes, infrastructure. Infrastructure. Infrastructure as a, can you see here? Infrastructure as a, what does it mean? Service. Yes. What is it? You have it. Next one is what? PaaS. PaaS stands for what, guys? Platform as a service. Platform as a service. And then, guys, the third one is what is that? You have it? SaaS. SaaS stands for what?
Software as a service.
Yes, exactly. Software as a service. So now, guys, these are the three categories of services are provided by the cloud providers. That is, it can be the Microsoft Azure, it can be the Google GCP, it can be the Amazon AWS, it can be the Alibaba, it can be the Oracle, it can be the SAP, it can be the IBM, whatever they have it. These services they are provided is classified into three categories. What is that? IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. IaaS means what? Infrastructure as a service. So what do you mean by infrastructure? Infrastructure means what? For storing the data. Can you see here, guys? For storing the data in your mobile phone, you require the mobile memory. But if you want to store the data in the Google Drive, means you require the data where actually on the Google Drive. Na? That means you're taking the data. That means you're storing the data on the Google Drive. That means physically you're storing the data into the hard disk of the Google. Na? Hard disk of the Google. And Google is going to store that data into where? Into their data centers. Into what is that? Data centers. Whereas infrastructure as a service provides you the service concerning to the storage or anything which is related to the infrastructure, such as what is that? You require, can you see here, guys, 900 TB of a space to store the data. So that particular 900 TB storage that will be taken care by the, what is that? IaaS. Whereas even you require RAM of what is that? You have it. You require the RAM of 30 GB. Okay. You require the RAM of what is that? 30 GB. So who is going to provide you? The Google, that is nothing but the Microsoft is going to provide you the 30 GB. Getting my point? So here you need not worry. Here you need not worry about this. Now guys, apart from this, you require what is that? Security. Security to your data. Security. So security is provided by what? By the Google, but within the service called was IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Now guys, most of the times the banking data is considered as the very largest and huge amount of data. So whenever you want to store the data into the banking system, or banking system, whenever they want to run the data, guys, the banking system stores the data obviously onto drive, whatever the physical storage you have it. But most of the times the platform that is called as operating system, Windows is not supported. For that we require some mainframes. We require some, what is that? Mainframes. Or we require some, what is that? Yes guys, we require the mainframes as the operating system. Okay, or else we require the Unix as the operating system. So whereas if you want to run the same data on the Unix operating system or the mainframes operating system, simply you need to inform your cloud provider. Simply you need to provide your inform your cloud provider, and here everything, the platform changes from Windows to mainframes or the Unix will be taken care by the, what is that? Will be taken care by what is that? IaaS as the service. Now guys, here you require the softwares. You require some storages. Suppose you require some data to be stored. So generally to store the data, we use what is that? Database. We use what is that? Database. So database, when we talk, we have the products in the market for the database as what? Oracle. Then you have SQL Server. Isn't it guys? So whereas all these, if at all you want server, okay. So what is it? We have it SQL Server, or Oracle, or Informix, or Sybase, DB2, whatever the type of database you have it. So you require the software to be purchased. So here you need not worry about the license of the Oracle. You need not worry about the SQL Server license. This license, everything will be taken care by the Azure, will be taken care by the Azure within the service called, what is that? Software as a service. So any cloud provider, they are providing the service they are providing the service based on the three categories. What is that? IaaS, PaaS, and what is that guys? CaaS, software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Yes guys. Now the cloud, very easy example. One more thing I can tell you. Now guys, nowadays we all are watching the OTTs. Yes, OTTs, movies, we are watching it. Netflix is there, Amazon Prime is there, and then we have, what is that? Disney Hotstar is there, and then apart from this we have, what is that? Yeah guys, what are the other famous OTT platforms you have it? Yes,
Lionsgate.
this is the, yes, apart from this we have many more guys. Okay, we have, what is it? Many more. So now guys, if at all you wanted to watch the movie, some latest movie you want to watch it, which is released today itself. Today is the Friday now. Today is the most of that movies will get released. So today is the Friday. I want to watch the movie which is released today. So do I need to pay some extra cost or not? Yes guys, we have 40 participants. No one wants to speak out.
Yes.
You have to pay some cost, that is called as premium membership. You have to take the membership as, what is that? Premium, rather than having the general membership. Am I right guys? You have to take the, what is that? Premium membership, rather than having, what is that? General membership. So for the premium membership you have to pay, what is that? Some cost you have to pay, isn't it or not? So that means ultimately, yes. So ultimately they all movies which we have it, where they are stored. Can you see that? You can simply access the movie, you can see the movie, that's it. But actually physically where they are stored into the cloud environment. Getting my point guys? This is how the technology is getting advanced now, by opting off the, that is cloud technology, by using, what is that? Cloud technology in every industry, not only in this IT industry, or not only for the business industry, even the all vendors we have it, that is even the movies are there, serials or cinema industry, we have banking industries, Everyone is trying to move the data from the physical location to what is that cloud technology nowadays. Okay, guys. So now I think till here, guys, everyone is clear what is cloud and why do we use the cloud. I think everyone is clear with this. Now I want to tell you guys, or now there is a confusion here. What is this basically Azure Data Factory and what is Azure Data Bricks? Where this is used on the cloud? What is the use of it? Let us try to see it, guys. I will just share, we'll just discuss an example. You will try to understand it now. Guys, here you have, let us assume already you have it, a supermarket data is there now. More supermarket, we will discuss that only. Birla supermarket or the more supermarket data is there. Here I have the data, guys. Here I have the data, guys. Here I have the data of the more supermarket. Amirpet branch. Which branch? Amirpet branch. Getting my point? Amirpet branch data is here. Now after this, now how the data is there? The data of a sales data. The sales data, day-wise some sales data is there. So I am giving the product ID. Guys, ID means what? Identification number. And product rate, product QTY, that is quantity sold. I'm typing some table, guys. Okay, quantity sold, and then I am using date of sales. Guys, can you see here how many columns are there right now? Can you see here? The first one is the product ID, and the second one is, what is that? You have it, product rate, and the third column you have it as, what is that? Product quantity sold. Yes, guys. Then afterwards, what is that? You have it, date of sales. Now here I'm using it, some ID number, some number, that's it. And the product rate, let us make it as 100 rupees. And the quantity sold is a 10 rupee, that is a 10 quantity. And date of sales is, I am using it here as what? 01, guys, 09/2022. And the product or something, you know, I'm using it, the ID number, and the rate of the product is 200. Now guys, the quantity sold here as a, okay, 05, that means 5. And now the date of sale is 01/09, guys, 2022. And now the third product, I have it here as, can you see here? Some ID number is there. And here the product rate is 1000 rupees. And here only, what is it? 02, 2 quantities sold here. And the date of sale is 01, guys, 09/2022. Now guys, the next one is, I have, can you see here, guys? I have the next, what is that? So the next, same, I'm using it, guys. Same, I'm using it. But here I'm just changing the date here. What is the date? Instead of 1, I'm making it as a 2. That means today. Today the sales, suppose assume that the today sales has also been closed. Now tell me, guys, how many days data you have it? Can you tell me how many days data?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days. 2 days.
Yes. 1st of September or 2nd of September data is there. Now guys, the Birla supermarket management, wanted to know the following. This is the following query. That means this is the requirement of the Birla supermarket management. What is that? More supermarket management. The first one is net sales. Net sales. Can you see here? Net sales on, guys, 1st September and 2nd September. And now expected sales for 3rd September and 4th September. Now guys, can you tell me? These are the two queries. These are the two queries to be the management of the Birla supermarket wanted to solve it. Now guys, tell me, so if you are here, how do we make it? Yes guys, so first of all, how do we do here is, First of all, can you see here? We have to find out the net sales of the 1st September and 2nd September. And now even we have to find out the sales of what is the net sales of what? 1st September and 2nd September. How to make it that one? So first of all, you have to find out the net sales. So how to go ahead? Now guys, I'm creating one more table here that is called as what is that? Net sales. Can you see here guys? Net sales amount, AMT. Now guys, net sales amount. And the next one is what is that? Date of sales. Okay, what is that? I have it, or a day of sale, day of sales, day or date of sales, whatever you wanted guys. I'm just using date of, okay, sorry, date of sales. Okay guys, date of sales. So I'm using what's the date of sales as what is that? You have it, date of sales as the same. Now guys, to find out the net sales amount, first of all you have to find out it. Do we require the product quantity? So do we require the product wise? We don't want the product wise. Which product is sold, that is immaterial. I want what is the net sales amount I received it on 1st September and 2nd September. That's it. So product rate is required guys. Can you tell me product rate is required here?
Yes.
Yes, product rate. What is the product quantity sold? 10. That means 100 into 10 means what? Can you tell me? 100 into 10 means what? Can you tell me guys?
1,000.
200 into 5?
1,000.
Very good. And what is that? You have it 1,000 into 2?
2,000.
2,000. Now 2,000. Now guys, you got the total sum. Now sum it. 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 2,000 means what?
4,000.
4,000. So calculate this 4,000. Now what is the date of sales? You have it. Tell me now.
1st September.
01, 09, 20, 22. Now the same way you calculate for the next 2nd September. Now tell me 100 into 10, same values, no? Same values are here. 1,000, and then we have not changed the values. 1,000, and now guys the second value is what's that? You have it 2,000, or let us make it here as a, guys, I'm just changing it here 1. So let us make it as, instead of 2,000, I will make it as 1,000. Now guys, can you see here? Now what will be the net sales amount for the 2nd September? 3,000. What is the date? You have it. Tell me now. 0209 2022. Guys, did you able to find out the net sales here?
Total.
Yes, exactly.
7,000.
Don't club it. Now I don't want to club it. Now what is it want? What is it the management want here is net sales for the September, 1st September and 2nd September is done now. First query is done. Now they wanted the elaborated of the first queries. They wanted to know the difference. That means they want to know the difference, whether the sales has increased or decreased. Increased or what is that? Decreased. They want to find out this. So this job in the real time will be done by the person called analyst. Getting my point? This job in the real time will be done by a person called what is that? Analyst. Analyst is going to analyze these two lines and give his opinion, stating that the sales has been increased or decreased from 1st September to what is that? 2nd September. Am I right, guys? So this is the job of an analyst. Now, what is your job next to query? What is the next query? You have it. The next query is expected sales, guys. Expected sales for the 3rd and 4th September. Do you have 3rd and 4th September now? What is the date you have it today?
Second.
So do you have 3rd and 4th September in your hand?
No.
What does it mean? You have to anticipate the future. It means you have to anticipate the future. So hence, technically here we call it as what? Predictive analysis. What is it? Predictive analysis.
Speculation.
Yes, this job, can you see here? Predictive analysis. This will be done in the real time by a person called what is that? Data scientist. Getting my point, guys? This job is done in the real time by the person called what? Data scientist. So this is the basic difference you have between the data scientist and what is that? Analyst. Getting my point, guys? So whereas, can you see here? So data scientists will calculate based on the current data and based on the performance. So they will choose some factors and they will find out and give their predictive report. But whereas for the analyst and for the data scientist to get the data in this format, who is going to work? Who is going to provide it? That data from this detailed manner to summarized manner will be provided by a person called what is that? Data, what is that? Engineer. What is that? Data engineer. So as we are using the service here, Azure, so here we call it as what? Azure data engineer. Getting my point, all of you guys? So Azure data engineer, all of you just concentrate. The Azure data engineer is going to use the service called Azure Data Factory. What is that? The Azure data engineer is going to use the service called Azure Data Factory or the Azure Data Bricks. The Azure data engineer is going to use the service called what is that? Azure Data Factory or the Azure Data Bricks to perform the summarization of the data. That means to convert the data from the detailed manner and performing this kind of arithmetic operations on the data and load it into the data, we use the service called what is that? Azure Data Factory as a service, wherein this is developed on the basic concept called what is that? ETL, which stands for what is that, guys? Extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading. Extraction means what? Can you see here? According to our query, 1st September and 2nd September, how many columns I required it here? The product rate is required,
1, 2, 3,
product
4.
quantity sold is required, and date of sales. This is called as extraction. Transformation means what? I have performed some
Summing the
arithmetic
value.
operations on the data, na? Calculations, that comes under the transformations. And loading means what? Simply load the data, whatever the transformed data is there, you have to load it into the target. So hence we perform the same job here as by using the service called what? Azure Data Factory. Okay, that is nothing but called as what? ETL. As the latest technology, even we have what is it? ELT, which stands for what? Extraction, loading, and transform. Okay, both are quite similar, but few difference you have it. So in Azure Data Factory, we are going to see the ETL as well as what is that? The ELT. Between what? Between the following. What is that? Between what is that, guys? Between the on-premises and cloud environment. Whenever you want to move the data from the on-premises to cloud environment and perform the transformation on the data, we use the service here called what is that? Azure Data Factory, and also the service called what? Azure Data Bricks. But guys, the difference here between both of them is that the Azure Data Bricks is called as the CUI. That means character user interface. CUI, where you will have the amount of coding you have to write it by using the Python language, by using the R, by using the SQL, wherein the ADF is called as the GUI, which is called as what? GUI. GUI stands for what, guys? Graphical user interface. GUI stands for what? Where you need not use the coding, amount of coding. The amount of coding will be very minimal when we use the data factory, but in the bricks, we'll have a large amount of coding. So when it comes to this, who can learn this? See, anyone can learn this. That's not there is no restriction. And prerequisites which is required is you need to know the SQL language. You need to know the basics of Python. All these things is required. But here, as a part of this course, we are going to see even the SQL and Python, which is required to do our job. Okay. Whereas the duration of this particular course called ADF is nothing but you have the 60 hours. Okay, 60 hours. Okay, 60 hours classes will be there. 60 hours. Okay. and 60 hours, which amounts to nearly 2 months or more than 2 months. Every day you will have the class for 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, and those classes will start from tomorrow at around that is 8 p.m. IST, and that's it. And any questions if you have now, you can go ahead with your questions, guys. Please.
The session will be recorded.
Yeah, the session is already recorded. Every day the session will be recorded. So whenever you require the session, guys, the recorded session will be shared to you on the Google Drive on the daily basis. Yeah, next question.
Hi Samir, my name is Uday.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Samir. Last month I have already installed this ADF, which is a free version of 1 month.
Okay.
And after joining this course, can I get a free installation or what? How that?
There is no installation, guys. There is no installation. There will be no installation. You will have to opt it on your own. And this is a basically cloud-based technology. So you will have, I'll show you the, that is nothing but the link, how to share it. It is just like the OTT platforms you have it now. You subscribe it by using a mail ID. And whenever you want to watch some premium movies, you have to take the premium membership. The same way you have to shift it from the free subscription to the paid pay as you go model. Yeah. Next question.
So, Samir, Rajesh here.
Yeah, Rajesh.
So, we are having GCP and AWS also. So, what is there in GCP and AWS related to ADF?
See, basically, the GCP and that is, you mean to say the drawbacks you're talking about, and
No. What is the competitor of ADF in GCP and AWS? Because same thing will be provided by GCP and AWS also.
that is, it depends upon the user. We cannot decide it that one, but obviously we say that our product is the market leader. But Microsoft is basically, a company which is into the software providing since a very long, comparatively with the Google and as well as with the Amazon. So hence this is more successful in the market, that I can tell you. And apart from this, when it comes to this course of this, we will see even the integration with the GCP. We will see the integration with the Amazon Web Services is also how to get integrated with using the ADF. Okay. And the comparative things is every service and every software will have its own advantages and disadvantages, guys. So that we cannot discuss those things over here. Yeah, go ahead. Next.
Yes, hello. Asad is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask you will teach that theory part only or hands-on plus?
Obviously the practicals.
Yeah, okay. Just only the question. Thank you.
That's it. Yeah.
Samir, is there any project means after completion, like some?
Yeah. We will see one
end-to-end
project
project.
also. Yes, end-to-end implementation we will see. Okay. So how actually the things works off, everything we will see it. Okay. In a project-based training only it will be. But on the daily basis, we will see the scenarios. And at the end of this, we will, what we'll do is at the end of this course, we'll just make out the things to happen in a project. So what are all the things we have seen that we will see at a type of a project where I'll show you how to design the data warehouse, everything that is SCD, slowly changing dimensions, how it has to be designed, everything we'll see it in detail.
One more question, Samir. Like, is these services are sufficient, to get job for cloud edge data engineer cloud, like
Yes,
data
of course.
factory and
Yes,
database?
yes. This is more than
Okay.
enough for you to try out because the market is very good right now. So you can do that.
Samir, this is Someshwar.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So previously there is Informatica, Abnishu, or Oracle Data Integrator. So like that, this is a cloud service now, Azure Data Factory. So is there any can we? Is there any future for this Azure Data Factory? Maybe for 10 years we can depend.
See, basically that I cannot tell you because when you know.
Because Informatica is evergreen right now. Previous in 2010 and 11 also.
Yeah. Even today, Informatica already the people who are using, they're using it in fact. But slowly everything is changing on the clouds.
Okay.
So it has to upgrade. So what the feature we have it in ADF is we can run the packages of Informatica patches. We generate the patches. Now that patches we can run it here in ADF.
Okay. And SSIS is there no?
Yes, SSIS integration we use it.
Why we have ADF?
See, SSIS, ADF, basically ADF is a complete service, or we can say it's a complete service wherein you will be having the data from the end to end, from the on-premises to cloud or cloud to on-premises or vice versa, whatever you have it, wherein you can not only perform the job of what is that an ADF engineer, but you can also make out this why we are using this service. Basically, we can also make out even the reporting part here also. So you do not depend upon any kind of reporting. We use the Power BI, etc., etc. Though we can integrate with Power BI also, that's not a problem. But we can independently we can report it here. That's a feature we have it. For that, we have a specialized service called Synapse.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question.
Yes, sorry again. I'm Asad again.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, actually, in my company, company is gold partner. That is why we have a free Azure subscription. So, do I need to add any additional subscription for ADF?
That's not required really. If you have that, that's enough. You can do it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? Next.
Yeah.
Tell me, Sagar. Yeah.
Actually, cloud is like whatever services they are providing. There are means for everything they are charging actually. So, is there any means this course will cover some how to optimize the cost, whatever the services we are using in like Data Factory and Databricks?
Yes, obviously, I will show you how to reduce the cost. Okay, but as such, there is nothing, which the minimum cost that will be there, obviously. But how to save yourself by paying the extra cost, that I'll show you. Okay, how to save it, that's I can show you. But minimum, whatever the charges you have it, that you have to pay it. That's it, and it will not be more than 800 and 1000. See, I am taking multiple batches. I'm not paying more than 2500 per month.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Next. Yeah, any other questions?
Hi, Samir.
Yeah.
Samir, you are teaching ADF in DURGASOFT, course completely. Then what about ADB, Azure Databricks? Will be that taught by you or someone else?
No. Even I'll be taking up that ADB, but the batch is not scheduled yet for the ADB. So we will be scheduling in this month end for the ADB.
Okay, so we can expect ADB soon, even after taking this ADF.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So both the courses are needed to become an Azure data engineer, right?
Even ADF is enough, but if you know this ADB, see, basically for data ingestion and all these things, we are using ADF only. For some kind of integrations, we are using the ADB. Again, for reporting, we are using the ADF. So that depends on the requirement we are using it. But if you have ADB and ADF, though both the knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. Next.
So, Samir, there will be a separate course for ADB, or it will be included?
No, it will be separate. It will be separate. It's not a part of this. But for this particular batch, I'm taking up ADB in the class itself. That means the basics of ADB I'm telling along with this curriculum of the ADF.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Hi, Samir. Sorry for asking one more question.
Yeah,
Like I'm having around 12 years of experience in non-IT.
Okay.
And now I'm planning to shift my career Is it the suitable course to shift my career like to IT to this course? Like now I cannot go in depth for of coding and development.
See, you cannot go up to the coding and development, that is fine. But
Yes.
actually, you need to even basically know the basics, how the things moves on actually. You should know the end-to-end implementation. You should know how the things are implemented, when it is implied. So all these things you have to know. Then you can do it. That's not a problem. But there is no nothing's a type of a rocket science. Anyone can do that. Anyone can get in that. Okay.
Okay.
But subject to
Okay.
which you have to struggle more, practice more, or work hard more than the normal regular IT people.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's it. Yeah. Next question.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, after completing ADF, does DevOps required for that?
Not required. DevOps is a different concept. DevOps is where has to be, there is no relationship. If you want, see, if you keep on learning, DevOps is also required. If you keep on learning, GCP is also required. If you keep on learning, even Power BI is also required. But actually, there is no end for it. But as far as the only thing is, we all do this for the sake of getting a job. Am I right?
Yes.
That
But
should be our motive.
yeah, definitely. But currently, I'm looking for like continuous learning, like first ADF and then what should I do like that. That is why I've asked.
You can just go with this ADF, then you can go with the basic concepts of the Power BI.
Okay.
Okay, and even the Synapse anyway, I will cover it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Next, any other questions?
Yeah, Samir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Is SQL a prerequisite for this course?
Yes, SQL is required, but we will see the basic commands. I will tell you in the class. That is the SQL basic commands. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Hello, Samir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Actually, like in ADF, it is only for simple transformation or what complex transformation?
Complex
can
to
handle?
complex, more complex to complex. That's not an issue. That's not basically the thing.
Okay.
Any type of complex thing we can do it with.
In ADF.
Yes. Yeah. Next.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Tell me.
yeah. Currently, I'm working as a SQL DB. So, what we should do that DP 300 or we should go for this Azure data pack?
That I cannot tell you. Obviously, see, if you ask me, I'll say it is a data factory. Okay. So that you have to decide it by yourself. See the market, how the market is right now. Which one has a more demand in the market? Based on that, you can decide the things. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Any other questions?
Hi, Samir.
Yeah. Hi. Tell me.
Hi, can you provide material and softwares?
Yeah, material will provide you software. There is no software for this. There's a service you have to opt it. You have to take.
Any required coding part?
Very minimal. Coding is next to no. You will not have the coding. Very less coding. No coding will be there almost all in ADF.
Any required scripting language?
Just tell me. Your voice is cranking. I'm not able to hear you.
Required or not?
Which one?
Any required scripting language?
No, not required. No, scripting is required. Nothing is. If you know the SQL, see, the process does not require any language, but the knowledge is required you to know what is happening.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Samir, one question actually. For Azure Data Engineer, like ADF and ADV are there. So, is there any means for right now means job point of view? Does we require Synapse?
Synapse is required, but what is required up to that Synapse introduction and reporting, generating the reports, that I will show you here. But if you want to learn in detail, you can go ahead, because anyways I will show you the basic introduction and how to connectivity, and our listeners will know, so that you can develop it slowly. But specific requirement on Synapse, there is no requirement as such I have seen. There is a requirement of ADF with Synapse. I've seen the combination of ADF with Synapse. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me. Please go ahead.
Hi, Samir.
Yeah, hi. Tell me.
Sir, this is regular time, 8 p.m. Or
Yeah, it's a
long
regular.
2 months.
Yeah, regularly it will be 8 only, but we'll change it to 7:30. Mostly.
7:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Any other questions, guys?
Is there any
Samir.
weekend batch running? Is there any weekend batches running?
No, there is no weekend batch. There is no, this concept is not here with us.
No.
Daily batches you'll have it. Yeah, tell me. Please go ahead.
Daily means what? Saturday, Sunday also?
No, Saturday, Sundays will generally not have, because to cover up the portion we require to have it sometimes. So we'll have it Saturday. So tomorrow anyways we'll have the class. So tomorrow we can attend the first class, and we'll continue the same way. And if it is not required, some Saturdays we'll have it, because the portion is very vast. You might have seen the contents brochure. The portion is very vast, so it requires the ample of time to complete it, because even 1 hour 20 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes is not sufficient, not getting sufficient for completing this scenario. So hence we require that. That's the thing, basic thing you have it. Yeah, please. Okay, guys. So we'll just meet tomorrow at 8 p.m. Okay. Thank you everyone for attending this demo. And you can claim this recordings. You will get the recordings. Any other questions?
Shami, this is Rama here.
Yeah, tell me, Rama.
Yeah, actually, I'm a testing background, so I'm having 6 years of experience in data side only. But I'm planning to learn from ADF what are the basics and how they can implementing all those things. So that is
Yes.
Is it useful for me or else?
Obviously, it is useful for you as per the requirement.
Yeah, I have an experience in Informatica.
Then it will be
ADF
very
also
good.
I have worked. ADF also I have worked in earlier. So frankly, I forget all those things. So,
obviously, you can do very well, because already you have a knowledge, so you can get into the depth of it now.
ADLX, Azure Data Lakes, and all
Yes,
I have an idea.
yeah, okay.
Actually, in the testing point out that we are running the jobs and we are taking the data. So that is what. But if we have, if we're giving any practical sessions and all, then it is very useful.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah,
Obviously, it
I'm
will be
going to.
practicals only. This is not a theoretical subject to discuss, isn't it?
Correct. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Tell me. Any other questions, please?
Yes, Amir.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, companies are. What are the ranges of these packages companies are providing? Means, for
starting
example,
from 7-8 lakhs.
Okay, for DevOps, we can expect around 15 also, 15 to 20.
It depends. See, basically the package is misconception. Expecting is okay, but as per the requirement. If you have a requirement, they will take you on damn package. That doesn't matter actually. The package is not the constraint for them for a right candidate. But you have very good packages in clouds.
Okay.
That much I can tell you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So I'm just.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll hang up. We'll just meet tomorrow at 8 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.